Hi, everyone. Welcome to Program and Studies Week. We're going to try this again. As we know, with all the capabilities in this new high school, we wanted to make sure we could come to you live from our new TV studio. All this week, you'll be learning about aspects of our program of studies. You'll be hearing from every department chair as they talk about the new opportunities for grades 9 through 11. As you get ready to build your schedule. As you know, the portal for scheduling will open on Friday of this week. So that way there you can begin to select your courses. So each and every day, you'll have an opportunity to learn a little bit more about the program of studies. And more importantly, hopefully personalize the experience for you so that you can go into your schedule selection with a little bit more attention of really the courses you truly want to take. As well as this opportunity is going to allow for us to share with you about the new high school schedule that will launch in September. So you'll be working with Mr. Pitsley on that part in just a moment. As I begin to close my piece and we transition to Mr. Pitsley, at this time, what I would like to have is all members of the senior class and their advisors to please make their way to the gym, and I will meet you there in just a moment. So at this time, all senior advisories and advisors, if you could please make your way at this time to the new gym. And we'll see you soon. I want to turn over to Mr. Pitsley as we begin to share a little bit about the brand new high school schedule. We'll see you soon. One last thing. As part of your advisor at the end, your advisors are going to be asking you to share two things about the schedule you're really excited by and two things that potentially are making you a little bit anxious about the new schedule. And so that way there we can review all of that information and come back to you with some information as well. And I know Mr. Pitsley will be talking about an email that's coming out to everyone very, very shortly. So Mr. Pitsley, I'm going to turn it over to you to talk about the new schedule. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Brannigan, and seniors should be heading off to the gym at this time. So we would like to share some things with you about the new schedule for the coming school year. We've had a team of teachers and administrators, and we've met with students developing a new schedule for the high school. We've been on a block schedule since 1997, which is actually when I was a freshman at Middleborough High. And through a lot of years of planning and studying where we're at now, we decided it was time for a little bit of a change. And so we have been meeting with stakeholders. We've been revising and modifying and looking at what would work best for each of you as students first and foremost, and what would be the best way to move forward. And so we've developed a schedule for you that has gone to school committee for initial approval and that we are working through now that has a lot of new features to it that we hope will be really beneficial to you as you continue your journey here at MHS. So what we want to do today is just to give you a very brief introduction to what that new schedule looks like, how it impacts you, what the new pieces of it are that are different from where you're at now, and then what you should think about as you start to select your courses for next year as it relates to the new schedule. So let me just share with you the first part of our new schedule, which we're calling an Orange Week. So in our Orange Week part of our schedule, these are days 1 through 4 out of a 10-day rotation for our new schedule. And during this week, each student will be carrying 8 classes for the year, next year. There'll still be some semesterized classes, but there'll be no more quarter classes. Everything will meet for the one semester or for the full school year. You'll have all 8 of your classes for the year, and any 2.5 credit class will meet for half a year. In the Orange Week, your classes, you'll meet with 6 of your classes each day, and then 2 of those classes drop. And so at the bottom row, you can see which classes drop each day. And then the next day, 2 different classes drop. And each day, you'll have different classes that are dropping. So out of those 4 days, you'll see your class 3 out of the 4 days. During this part of the schedule, every class that you have will be 50 minutes long. And so we're hoping that your class time will move by a little faster, be a little bit more momentum for you. And this is a part of our schedule that was very much desired by staff and students to have kind of shorter windows of time for you to work in. Also featured during this part of the schedule is something that's new to Middleborough High, a directed study. And you'll see that there right above the bottom row where it says directed study. This is going to be 30 minutes each day for you to study, do homework, catch up on work, get some help as needed, and to have kind of the supervision of a teacher in the room. Since you're carrying 8 classes at a time, we thought it would be important for you to have that time to get a jump start on any homework that you might have, projects that you're doing, and those kinds of things. And many students have given us feedback that you wanted some personalized time in your schedule. And so this is part of that time for you. The second part of our schedule is the Black Week. And these are days 6 through 9. You're going to notice that we skipped days 5 and 10. We're going to come back and talk about those 2 days in just a minute. Days 6 through 9 look very much like the block schedule that we're in now, with the exception that all your classes are going to meet every other day during these 4 days. So if you look, for example, Class A, you'll see on day 6 and again on day 8. Class G, you'd see on day 7 and day 9. And this is going to allow for a little bit longer of a class period so that those projects, labs, project-based learning, rehearsals, things like that that you're doing to have a little bit more time in that project-based week or in that Black week to explore those activities and lessons that are already existing in the current schedule that we're in. You'll also notice 2 other features. You have another directed study on day 8, so that's more time for you in your schedule to accomplish the things that you need to do. And then we have a built-in advisory into your schedule on day 9 so that we'll meet on a consistent basis. The final piece of our schedule we're really excited about, and these are on days 5 and day 10 in the new schedule. And these will only happen when we have 5 school days in a week. If, for example, we have a holiday on a Monday, you won't have a day 5 or a day 10 in that rotation. We'll just skip it and move on. But in those 5-day weeks, we'll have a Sachem Day. And on the Sachem Day, you're going to see all 8 of your classes in that day for 30 minutes each. And this is an opportunity to check in with your classes, to do some quick formative assessments, just quick little activities, maybe some short presentations, things like that, and to get set for your next week in your rotation. Also featured on this day is something we're calling the Sachem block. And what this is it's personalized learning time for students. During that block of time, which coincides with the lunch block, you're going to be able to sign up for academic support in classes you need extra help in, whether that's a class you're failing or behind in, or just need some extra practice work to do. We'll also have a series of enrichment activities and other programming for you to explore what we have to offer here at Middleborough High School. We're really excited about that time frame. We'll have a lot more details to come over the course of the semester for you, but that's a piece of the schedule that we wanted you to know about. And finally, we just wanted to show you a sample of what a student schedule might look like. This would be a sophomore student sample schedule that you're looking at on the screen now. This is how it would look. Now we know that carrying 8 classes at a time, it's going to seem like a lot. We've been carrying 4 at a time, or some people maybe have 5 or 6 with alternating classes. But the nice thing about this is that we're stretching it out over a much longer period of time to allow you to take the content in your courses and the work that you're doing and stretching it out over more time so it doesn't feel so crammed up inside of a semester. It's also going to allow you some continuity with your classes. So you're not, example, taking a language semester 1 of this school year and then the second language semester 2 of the following school year. This is going to allow you to have that continuity in your classes. And so we're excited about this schedule. We know that you'll have some questions. We know that there's some anxiety around making any kind of change. But we can tell you that the staff is nervous about it as well, just as you are. We will navigate this together, but we've really worked hard to make sure that this schedule works, that it works for you, that it works for our staff, our teachers, and all the aspects of our program at Middleborough High. And we're confident this is going to be a great change in the right direction for our school. So what we're going to do now is we're going to ask you to go back in your advisory group and ask your advisor to help facilitate just a quick conversation. 2 things you're excited about in the new schedule, 2 things you have some concerns or questions about, just as a group. And your advisors are going to record those responses and send them back to the scheduling committee so we can make sure that we're answering any questions you might have. You also received an email from Mr. Brannigan earlier today, and inside that email is a link to a form. If you have any questions or concerns on a personal level that you'd like to share with the team, please use that form. We will do our best to get back to you as quickly as possible with a response, and we just want to make sure that as we navigate this process, you have every opportunity to share how you're feeling about the schedule. Couple final pieces before we send you off to think about with the new schedule. One is that because classes are meeting all year now, we're going to be taking most AP courses and reducing them from 7.5 credits down to 5. That's going to allow you 2.5 extra credits inside of your schedule to potentially select other elective courses. And that will just fix, hopefully, we're hoping, some log jams when it comes to your maximum amount of credits. The other thing you should think about as you start to select courses is your course load. Since you'll be carrying 8 classes at a time, you want to make sure that you've balanced your schedule in a way that you feel like you can handle what's in front of you. So just be thinking about those elements as you start to go through the rest of this week and go through the activities we have for you. And eventually on Wednesday and Thursday, looking at the specific courses and selecting specific courses when the portal opens. So now we're going to send it back to your advisories. We'll be back on in about 10 minutes, and we'll share some highlights of the program of studies.
Hello, I'm Steve Chamberlain, Mathematics Department Leader here at Middleborough High School, and I wanted to mention a couple things about the program of studies for the math courses for next year. So in a few moments, as you can see on the screen, we have all the courses listed that we offer next year for AP, Honors, CP, as well as the senior-only courses. The biggest changes that we have here are that with the addition of AP Pre-Calculus, which takes place of honors pre-calculus in the curriculum. We also added in a senior-only course of financial literacy, which really meets the needs and the wants of a lot of students and parents within the district to learn about real-world money prior to graduation. And we're most excited about our new elective offerings, one of them being called the Number Games, which is about learning applications of different mathematical topics through games and puzzles. A really cool one is going to be the stock market game, which you learn how to become independently wealthy and make a lot of money, which is kind of a topic that students tend to like. Of course, we have consumer economics, which is going to be another great course to learn about real-world money use. So hopefully you enjoy picking your courses for the mathematics department, and we're moving on to foreign language.
Hola a todos, soy Senior Kinney, el jefe del Departamento de Idiomas, y me alegra mucho hablar por unos minutos sobre los beneficios de aprender lenguas extranjeras. Now, if you thought that was cool, sign up for world language classes. We'll switch to the world language slide, and you'll have an opportunity to see what our course offerings are. Knowing how to communicate in a world language is a boost to any person pursuing any career field, college, trade, or the military after you graduate. There is simply a massive need in the 21st century United States for people who are strong communicators of languages. So much so that all sorts of fields, from healthcare to hospitality to government service, offer big pay boosts to workers with skills in languages. I promise you that when your job application includes your proficiency in a second language, it will make its way to the top. But language learning is more than just making some extra money at your job. It's also boosting your communication skills, understanding people with different backgrounds and histories, and becoming aware of the interconnectivity of peoples all over the world. More than that, it's fun. It's a great break in your school day to get to go to a class filled with conversation and communication. All well, you get ready to have great adventures as an adult, vacationing to foreign countries to enjoy food, customs, and cultures. So now here's how the World Language Department course selection works. Our department offers 4 consecutive years of study of 3 different languages: French, Spanish, and Russian. All students will take level 1 language at the CP level, and then all 3 languages are offered at CP or honors level for levels 2 through 4. Students are required to take 2 consecutive years of the same world language in order to fulfill the graduation requirement. But students are strongly encouraged to take a 3rd or 4th year of study to maintain and extend their skills. This is especially useful for students who plan to go to a 4-year college or enter a trade or career where communication and languages are essential. However, if you're not interested in continuing to pursue the core language classes offered beyond level 2, the World Language Department has a variety of 2.5 credit electives, like Spanish in the workforce, World Language for abroad travel, and new next year, European culture through film, art, and music, all of which will enrich your schedule with the fun flavor of learning about cultures, travel, and communication with only a 2.5 credit dip. Gracias por escucharme y ahora haz lo correcto, elige lenguas en el año que viene. That was, thanks for listening. Now do the right thing and choose world language classes next year.
And these are the course offerings. Hopefully you enjoy picking your math and world language courses. And this is Mr. Chamberlain
And Senor Gini.
signing off. We'll see you tomorrow.
Adios.